Most of you women watching have been on a blind date. You know what it's like. Your friends get you all excited about this mystery guy. They talk him up, tell you he's smart, funny, handsome, and interesting. You have second thoughts, but your buddies insist you're perfect for each other. And then you show up. And instead of sitting down for dinner with John Stamos, you realize you're eating with Michael Moore. He's a mess. He's rude. He lies. And then he tells you he forgot his wallet. You're mad at your friends for setting this up, and somewhere in between your salad and your steak, you realize you've made a terrible mistake. Now, that's essentially what happened to America with Joe Biden. The media spent the last few years serving as Biden's hype man, promising us he's a moderate, that he's a great unifier who will bring the country back together, competent and calm. And they insisted we were the perfect match because Joe was blue-collar Biden. America always loves a working-class hero, so the media turned Joe into one, and he capitalized on that. Biden sold himself to us as a son of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I'm very proud of being from Scranton. I see it from where I grew up in a town like this, from Scranton, Pennsylvania. The fact is, the president can only see the world from Park Avenue. I see it from Scranton. Scranton, 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 Scranton.
Now, it's true, Biden was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1942. But the family didn't stick around the Electric City for too long. By the time Joe was 10, the family had bailed on Pennsylvania to go find a better life in Delaware. According to the Washington Post, in the 1950s, Scranton was at the start of a long, slow decline. The coal mines that had fueled the city's early prosperity were shutting down. Textile factories, too, were on their way out, and thousands of people picked up and left for better opportunities elsewhere. Thousands of people left like the Bidens. They left to find greener pastures, and Scranton has been struggling ever since. According to the U.S. Census, 23% of Scranton's population lives in poverty, compared to just 15% back in 2000. Doesn't look like Joe's done a lot to help his so-called hometown, as senator, as vice president, or as president. So what do the people of Scranton think of Biden? Well, we sent some producers there to find out.
The president, Joe Biden, he's from Scranton. It's his hometown.
Whoa!
What do you think that the president has done for Scranton?
Nothing that I know of.
Not only has he done nothing for Scranton, he's done nothing for the rest of the United States.
For the town, for the city of Scranton, he's done a lot. You know what I mean? I can't put it into words right now.
I seen that they changed the highway to his name, so I guess they're making small changes.
Why would you name a street after him?
Do you realize what you've done?
So when Joe Biden says, on the campaign trail that he's going to hold true to those Scranton roots, do you think he's done that as president?
No, absolutely not. Joe Biden does not speak for me. He's a typical career politician.
Joe Biden, to me, is like a puppet.
I'm not a puppet. I'm real.
What concerns do you have that you feel like are not getting addressed?
Inflation, the supply chain issue, gas prices.
Are you getting hurt by inflation?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, everybody is, for sure.
Do you think Joe Biden is shutting down the virus?
How? No. No way.
Oh, no, it's still here.
If you could tell Joe Biden something, what would that something be?
Joe Biden, stop handing out checks.
A year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.
Retire and get out of office.
Go home. Go home. What in the hell are you doing?
You don't want to know what I want to say.
We didn't find a lot of Biden fans, but can you blame them? The man uses the city as a bumper sticker to get street cred from working class people. But in reality, the blue-collar Biden was never that blue-collar. According to author Ben Schreckinger's book, The Bidens, Joe's family has quite a unique financial history. It seems they've spent their whole lives chasing inside deals, many of which were set up by other family members. Biden's father's finances seesawed back and forth when Joe was younger, until he got rich quick. So where'd that money come from? He reportedly hunted pheasant, drove convertibles, and partied on yachts. That doesn't sound very blue-collar to me, but How did he afford all of this if he was working class? It was Joe's uncle, Bill Sheen, who made a fortune in World War II, selling armor to the shipping industry. But when the war ended, how did Biden's father stay on top? Well, he didn't. And that's another story for another day. The Biden family balance sheet has always been full of questionable details, but the media doesn't care to look into it because it destroys their narrative. Biden's just a product they sold to beat Trump. And now that product, Joe Biden, is defective, and they're starting to pull him from the shelves. You remember, they told us Biden was calm, cool, and collected, and a wise man with a steady hand. But he's shown us that he's anything but. Listen to how he talks about his son Hunter compared to an actual professional.
He is the smartest man I know. I mean, in terms of pure intellectual capacity.
Do you think inflation is a political liability ahead of the midterms?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Calm down, Joe. No need to get angry. Hunter's the smartest man you know, but Peter Doocy's a stupid son of a bitch. We get it. But this is who Biden really is. A cornered grump with a suspect resume. Maybe Dr. Jill can give us some insight into why he's so cranky. Maybe it's Manchin and Sinema driving him nuts. Or maybe he just can't handle Kamala's constant drama. We can't either. Either way, Biden's losing his temper far more often than normal.
Ask the right question. You're a damn liar, man. That's not true.
Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man.
I'm not confident changing. What the hell? What do you do all the time? Go back and read what I said. That is an interesting reading of English.
As the media bends over backwards trying to cover for Biden, he's snapping at him. I guess the old saying is true for the left-wing media. Sometimes it's the ones you love who hurt you the most. But Joe is clearly frustrated, and you would be too if you'd lost total control of your presidency. Remember back in March when he said this about Putin?
We had a long talk, he and I. I know him relatively well. And the conversation started off, I said, I know you and you know me.
Well, flash forward to just last week.
I'm not so sure he is certain what he's going to do. My guess is he will move in. He has to do something.
Biden doesn't understand Putin. He has no idea what's going on. So this is a lesson. Whatever the corporate media tells you, it's probably just a sales pitch for a product they're making money from on the back end. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? China, Pfizer, Facebook, Ukraine, open borders. You follow the money and work back from there. We're putting it together. Turns out we're smarter than they think.